anybody that I posted it towards really had no clue about what it was about, because not a lot of information is available about post-war Hungarian ceramic artists, believe it or not. Hello and welcome once again to M Cubed. I am Brian, the Motley Mix Merchant. Thank you very much for joining me here on the episode. If you are joining me for the first time, I am a Canadian eBay reseller who has been doing this for almost 4 months now. Having a lot of fun doing it, thrifting stuff from the thrift stores and now auctions, and turning it around for a little bit of profit and having a lot of fun in the meantime. It is a new month, got a new haircut, got a new attitude, and I am ready to rock this. So let's get into today's episode where I'm going to talk about what's sold in the past week and look at a few more items from the auction from last week as well, which I touched on in the last episode. And then I want to talk about a couple of pieces of art that I have and what I've discovered with them. But first, let's talk about sales this past week. It has been the busiest week since I started doing this. If you remember last episode, I was whining, basically complaining about the fact that it was a very slow week because of the midsummer blues. Well, pretty much from the time I made that video, it's been nonstop. I have made at least one sale per day, every day since I spoke to you last. That's 8 days ago. At least one. And so the total is actually 11 sales in 8 days. And 5 of them have been from the auction stuff, and the other 6, 11 minus 5, 6 are things that I already had in my stash from previous thrifting adventures. So let's go through things that have sold in the past week first, and I'll start with the most recent and work my way backwards. Today, this morning, I sold something we talked about in a previous video, the needlepoint canvas, an unfinished Norwegian needlepoint. And I got that in my first auction lot. It sold for full price, $22.99 with free shipping. It's pretty small, it'll ship fairly easily. So free shipping on that one. But yeah, $22.99 full price for the unfinished Norwegian needlepoint canvas, and someone's hopefully going to take it and finish it off, and it will look absolutely stunning. It's actually a famous Norwegian artist painting that is put on the canvas for somebody to make, so good luck to them. I am becoming the plushy guy because in the past week, if you remember last week I sold the one little plush from a Japanese anime show. Well, I've got 3 this week. I sold 3 more plushes, and I'm all out of plushes now, so I may have to go do some more sourcing at the Value Village where I got these for a really great price. First one that sold actually overnight while I was sleeping was this large Chase is the name of the character from Paw Patrol. If you have kids, you absolutely know what Paw Patrol is. This one sold for $14.99, and here is something that I found interesting. It's been getting views. It's been in my store for a good month and a half. I think it's on its second time through of 30-day listings. It's been in my store for about a month and a half. Maybe 20 to 25 views, but it had one watcher for the longest time. Well, I dropped the price last night during my listing binge. I dropped the price on this one by $2 whole from $16.99 to $14.99, and it sold this morning while I was sleeping. So there's a lesson in going in and tweaking your prices. If something's been sitting and you've got the margins, tweak the prices. I mean, this cost me $2 at the Value Village, so to get $14.99 for it, I think it's free shipping as well, but it should ship for about $5 to $6 in a fairly small box because it's plush, it'll fold up. So, great turnaround, all because I dropped the price $2. It sold the next morning, so that was a great move, Brian. I'm glad I did it. The reverse painted tiger paperweight that I talked about a few videos ago. It was gorgeous. The reverse painting where they paint from the inside, and it was a octagon 5-6, I don't know, not octagon, septagon. Anyhow, it was really cool, and it was heavy. I sold that for $16 on a best offer. I had listed it at about $19.99. Offer was $12. I countered $16 because I'm going to absorb a little bit of the shipping into the purchase price. I charged $6 for shipping, but this is a pretty fragile piece, so I'm really going to wrap it up well and put it in a slightly larger box, which I know the box size doesn't make that much of a difference as long as it's under 12 by 12 by 12. So, but the customer actually messaged me right after he made the purchase and said, please wrap this nicely. I've had other paperweights come broken or wrapped in newspaper on the bottom of a box kind of thing. And I assured him that I am the overpacking king. So he's going to get it in one piece, I promise. So yeah, that was a good buy. I think that cost me $3 at the Goodwill. Turned it around for $16. So not too bad at all. Now here's one for you. We all know, if you're in this industry at all, as far as reselling goes and thrifting, that Pyrex is a marquee name. If you find really good Pyrex or really old Pyrex or whatever, it sells. Well, I got some Pyrex, and it was actually a surprise find in the bottom of a box of other glass pieces from the first auction from 2 weeks ago. It was just a lid. It was a lid, a replacement lid for a 1.5 quart serving dish. And I put it up there, and it sold in an hour and a half. I mean, I listed it, and before I was done doing other listings, the notification came through that I had sold the Pyrex lid. So it sold for, I didn't put a really big price on it because I just wanted to move it. $12.99 with free shipping. I think it cost me, I already shipped it out. I think it cost me $6 for shipping. So for something in the bottom of a $1 box of glass from an auction, getting $7 or $6 or $7 profit, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Sold this Minnesota Twins baseball cap. I've had this one for a couple of months. It's been in my stock and in my store for over 2 months. And I just left the price because it's free shipping. $14.99 with free shipping. Shipping on the hats costs about $6 or $7. So again, it was a $3 purchase at the Goodwill. Not bad at all. Nice little turnaround. This one's from the auction lot, the first auction lot. Can't remember if I talked about it or not, but it is a Chinese ceramic fishmonger. Looks really nice in the picture, but there's a problem with it. If you see the title, it was broken. The great big cap that he has on was snapped at one point, and somebody fixed it. But they fixed it well. I mean, from the top, you really had to look to see the crack. You can see some of the glue on the bottom of the hat, and I definitely put that in all the pictures and all the description and made sure that the buyer, whoever was going to buy it, knew that it was previously broken and fixed. It was right in the title, in the description. Pointed it out with my finger in one of the pictures, and I listed it fairly low. If it was a full new piece, it probably would have gone upwards of $30, but I got $12.99 plus shipping for it, so not too bad. You know, it's a return for a piece that was previously broken and may have sat there forever if I didn't take the offer. So actually, it wasn't even an offer; it was what I was asking for it. So I'm happy. You know, again, another piece that was in a $1 box lot from the auction a couple weeks ago. So I'm making money. These things overall are costing me 50 cents to $1. So getting $12 and making $8 profit on a $1 investment all day, any day, every day, as I say. Oh, the take-up reels. That's next. Remember I talked about in the auction hall video how there were take-up reels and how they always seem to be popular. Well, they sold 5 take-up reels, 2 big ones and 3 smaller ones. I got full asking price of those for $12.99 plus $6.99 shipping because it was going to a Canadian customer. It was free shipping for the U.S., but Canadian customer had to pay more because, let's face it, Canada Post is a lot more expensive than the U.S. Postal Service. So yeah, the Canadian buyer in a city about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from here paid full price. $12.99 was the asking plus $7 shipping. So definitely made out on those. Again, a 50-cent cost or less on those from a box lot of photographic materials that I got at the auction a couple weeks ago. Had this one in my stash for quite a while. It is a Macintosh is the company. It is a Van Gogh sunflower mug. Again, this is probably on its second go round of 30 days, if not more. And I just decided to drop all my single mug prices, all dropped to $9.99 a couple of days ago, and this one sold. Yeah, $9.99 plus $5.99 shipping, so it should be well covered when it comes to the shipping. That's about the price, $5.99 to $6.99 or so. So yeah, that was a good one. And again, mugs at my Goodwill are $1. Even the nice ones are only $1 at the Goodwill, so good turnaround. $1 Canadian, so good turnaround on that one. And now the last two are the other 2 plushes that I sold. I sold, this one is Buddy from the Secret Life of Pets movies, 1 and 2. And 2 just came out a little while ago, so it's pretty popular right now amongst the kids. And this one sold for $12.99 with free shipping. Not sure how much he's going to cost. Actually, I shipped him already, and he folded up nicely inside one of my regular size boxes, and so I think it cost me I want to say $5.99, $5 to $6 for shipping for that one. So for a $2 purchase price at the Goodwill, turning it around for, again, $6 to $8 profit after shipping, not bad at all. And finally, this one, I probably dropped the price on this a little too quickly, but I was trying to really move some stuff. This is the Build-A-Bear Star Trek 50th anniversary bear. He does come with clothes. You can get him the way he is in the picture here, as far as having no clothing or uniform, like a Star Trek uniform. But he does come with a uniform, but this one did not have it. It was strictly the bear. I took a best offer of $11 on this one, plus shipping though. So there is $6 going towards the shipping. Again, this is one I picked up for $2 or $3 max Canadian at the Value Village, and it sold for $11 US. So probably not as big a profit as I could have received for this one, but I just wanted to start moving some stuff, so I dropped some prices in the last couple of weeks, and seems to have worked. 11 items sold of my own. I sold one thing for my son as well, but yeah, it's been a good week, and and I think part of the secret is what people tell you when they're experts in this, whether it's Rally Roots or Jocelyn or Treasure Hunters or whoever. Constant listing consistently, even if it's 2 or 3 items only per day. That seems to get the eBay algorithm to notice your store or to notice your materials and your stuff. And since I've been listing consistently every single day, I have definitely seen an uptick in the views on the store, views and watchers on all of my items, and of course sales now in the past 8 days. It's been a really good week, and I'm hoping to keep it going. And I hope you're having a good week as well. I think, fingers crossed, the midsummer slowdown is over. Not just because I had a good week, but I see it on the message boards and on the Facebook groups that people are having some really good sales. I mean, schools are going back in. Many parts of the United States, schools are already back in. It's countdown now. It's August, and it's the last 4 weeks of summer before school returns for most of the northern United States and all of Canada. So, yeah, let's hope the summer slowdown is over, and that you are having good luck building up your stash and getting things listed and ready to go for fourth quarter, which doesn't begin for a while, but you know, it's a build-up. It definitely does build up towards October, November. So get ready. I think summer slowdown's over, and it's time for the big show to begin. So what am I going to put on my listings for the next little while? Well, I've been working steadily, still almost done everything from the auction from 2 weeks ago. I am just starting to dive into the things I bought at the auction last week. Again, there wasn't as much, and I'm being a little more careful in what I'm listing and what the prices are for those that I'm listing. But I want to show you a couple more things from the auction. Discuss one thing that I discussed in the last episode a little bit more, very briefly, and then show you some artwork and what happened with that last night, actually. So let's start with the auction. Again, I got some great stuff out of the auction, and I want to show you a few things right now. Excuse the clanking, because there is ceramics involved here. Isn't this beautiful? It's a very dark burgundy. I don't think it's not brown. I mean, I'm semi-colorblind, but it's definitely dark burgundy ceramic on the bottom with silver spouts and silver necks on the bud vases. You can see they're small, miniature. I think these are 5 and change, and this is 4 and change, or 4 and 7 or something like that. They are made by Delft, D-E-L-F-T, out of Holland. They have the stickers on the bottom that say Made in Holland, handwork, Made in Holland. Those are very nice, very cute, very decorative. I've got those listed for $20 US right now on the eBay store, and I'll leave them there for a while. I think it's that time of year now where I'm going to start leaving the price of things for a while and let them simmer and hopefully get the views and maybe get a watcher or two, and then maybe drop it a couple bucks to snag one of the watchers. So, all right, if you looked at the thumbnail for this video, you know what these are coming up here. Anybody want some beautiful saucers? These are tea saucers. They are a box, part of a box lot that I received at the last auction last week, and I received about 30 of them. Now they are very cute, very decorative. 30 plus, I think there's 34 of them, at least 15 to 18 of them are Royal Albert. And I saw this, it was one of the boxes that was pushed in with another one, and so I got it even though I didn't really want it. But this one's beautiful. This is holly for Christmas, but it is Royal Albert. They used to do a plate of the month. It's called Flower of the Month, and they were sending out the plates. I think there were teacups that went with these. It was a set, but I've only got the saucers. So, but of the 30 plus, 15 are Royal Albert. Then there's a couple more, and I can't remember the names, but they sell, for the, sorry, put the clanking in the microphone. It's right beside the microphone. I'm sorry. They sell anywhere from $5 to $10 a piece. Now, I've got 30 of them. Let's say I sell 20 of them. That's $100 to $200 in sales for a box that probably cost me $1. So I'll take that return anytime. And it's I thought, oh boy, here we go. I got to try and sell saucers, but just the saucers, especially the Royal Albert ones, they sell, and so I'll be listing those one at a time, very, very shortly in the next week or so. That's the next big listing project is those. Okay, I'm reaching for this. You saw this in the last video. If you didn't see the last video, this is part of the auction haul from last Thursday. It is a Hungarian vase, however you say it, wherever you are. As you see, it has a sticker and a signature. Well, in the week since I talked to you last, I've been researching this thing and researching what it says on the sticker and what that's all about. And what it is this is Hungarian. I knew that just from the language on the sticker. But the sticker is from an art distribution company that existed, may even still exist, I think it existed in Hungary, post-war, into the 70s and 80s, at least. I think when the Germany's united, the distribution company disbanded. I think that's what I read. Don't quote me on that. You can correct me in the comments below if you know otherwise. But this is beautiful Hungarian. It's about 11.5 inches tall. There are no cracks, no chips. Now, I was looking for anything I could find about this. And so I was looking up Hungarian ceramics and Hungarian pottery and post-war Hungarian pottery and all that kind of stuff. And a name kept popping up of a gentleman in Budapest, Hungary, who is an expert on Hungarian ceramics. He's written a few books. He's co-written a few books with another British collector. And he, as I say, he currently owns a gallery in Budapest. So you know what I did? I emailed him. I said, what the heck? All they can do is ignore me, or all they can say is, sorry, I can't help you, or it's going to cost you $50 to do it, or whatever. I emailed him, and I just very nicely I said, I've got this in my possession. I'm trying to find out some provenance on it, of who made it, what it's about, where it's from, all that kind of thing. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe in a few days he'll get back to me, if he gets back to me at all. I sent that out about 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Now with the time change, it was already morning time in Hungary. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I sleep late. I work midnights at my real job, and even on my days off, I can't change my sleep pattern. So I go to bed about 3 a.m., even on my nights off. When I woke up around noon the next day, I had an answer from the gentleman in Hungary. He replied. He gave me all kinds of great information about this, even this particular vase, let alone he gave me the artist's name. The artist lived from, I want to say 1907 to 1981, something like that. He was lesser known in Hungary and in Eastern Europe at the time, but he became well known because he was one of the first Eastern European ceramic artists to bring this kind of glaze. This glaze was developed and mastered in Japan, and it's a Japanese glaze, and I can't remember the name of it right now. I'll put it down below if I remember later. But he was the first one to really specialize in that kind of glaze and make it famous in Eastern Europe. And he also gave me a price range. Because he owns a gallery, he knows prices. He gave me a price range of what this vase would be worth given its size and the person that made it. He figured out just from the signature who made it. Obviously with no signatures if he was an expert. But he gave me a range of what it was possibly worth, and so I have listed this on my eBay store for the dead middle of that range, and it is for sale right now for $50 US on the eBay store, which is linked down below if you're interested. Plug. And yeah, I thought that was great. I emailed him back thanking him profusely and assuring him that I will take good care of it and make sure it gets in the right hands. And I thought that was so cool, that reaching out to an expert in a field that you don't know very much about, because most people, anybody that I posted it towards, really had no clue about what it was about, because not a lot of information is available about post-war Hungarian ceramic artists, believe it or not. So I just thought that was cool. I wanted to pass that along this video because I mentioned it in the last video. Now I know where this is from. I know who made it. I know what it's worth. And I just thought you may like to know as well. And I thought that was very, very cool. So if you'd like to check out more information about the artist, again, the link to the eBay store is down below. And if it's still for sale, you can check it out and you can see exactly who it's. I can't say the name. I don't know the name. So anyhow. Now, one more thing to talk about. If you watch this channel on a semi-regular basis, you may notice these paintings and prints and other pieces of art that I have over on the floor over there. Well, as you may notice, if you notice these things, there are a couple of prints missing. There were a couple of framed pieces of art over there, which were framed in this, and I almost pulled my hair out when I saw it. Somebody had hand-painted yellow and black on these frames, and I took a picture, so I'm going to put a picture up right now. Isn't that, I mean, that's, I almost cry. You cry when you think about what could be under there when it comes to the original frames. So last night I was getting a little eye weary while I was doing my listing, and I decided that I was going to take apart the artwork in there. Because it isn't going to sell at all with the frames that it had on it, the yellow and black. Looks like they painted it with children's paint almost. It was just so bad what they did to it. But I pulled them apart. I am so glad I did. I got both of these for, I want to say it was $5 a piece at a local Goodwill outside in a city about 3 hours from here, while I was waiting for my significant other to have a specialist appointment. And so I went to the Goodwill. She said, go, get lost. No use you sitting here in the hospital waiting room as well. So I went to the Goodwill. I got these for about $5 a piece, Canadian, just because I thought the art inside looked very nice. And the glass was dirty and the frames were gaudy and ugly, but the art inside looked really nice. So I took them apart last night. Oh, am I glad I did. Now, I'm going to be very delicate. I'm going to take my time and get these because these are delicate. Inside those two frames were, here's one, silk on silk embroidery. It's Chinese style. Look at the beautiful colors of that. Two birds in a tree with the Chinese calligraphy up here on the top. Silk on silk embroidery. They're both absolutely gorgeous, absolutely in great condition. There is acid-free paper underneath them, but the acid-free paper is in pretty rough shape, so I'm going to be replacing that very soon. And that's sort of why I'm handling them delicately, because I don't want to get my finger acid all over the prints. Here's the other one. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Silk on silk, and not only are they gorgeous, they're highly desirable as well. I suspect I should be able to sell each of these. I'm debating. Give me a comment below. Should I sell them individually or should I put them together as a pair? Because they are worth some money. I would say because of the size. They are, as you saw when I'm picking them up, they are about 18 inches across and 12 inches high. And beautiful colors, beautiful finished work. I'm probably thinking in the $40 to $60 range each. From what I can see on the comps, on eBay and on how much it sold for, the apps that I have. Yeah, $40 to $60 each, or should I sell them together as a pair for $80 to $100? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But I'm so glad after, I think that was one of the first things I bought a good 2.5, almost 3 months ago. They've been sitting there back in the corner, and you've seen them in every video that I've made so far. Yeah, I'm glad I pulled them apart and found out, well, I could see there was embroidery on the inside, obviously, but when I took it apart and saw what the embroidery was on, and then I looked closely at the threads, and it is silk threads on silk material, and it is very desirable Chinese style of artwork. So needlepoint, or embroidery, I guess would be the better term. You never know what you have in your stash until you look at it, and that is something that I learned last night. So now I need to get to work and figure out what I'm going to do with those pieces of art, and taking hundreds of pictures of my ceramic Royal Albert tea saucers, and just keep plugging away at the auction. That's the auction haul. I did absolutely no thrifting in the past 7 days since I went to the auction last Thursday. Absolutely no thrifting. I bought zero at the local Goodwills or wherever, because I have so much to go through from the auction, and I want to get that stuff listed before I do anything else, because it seems to be selling. So that's a good thing. And I'll keep listing it as long as it keeps selling, and I'll keep going to auctions, I think. And okay, I have to tell the story before I go. I have to tell the story that I actually did go to the Goodwill last night just to look around. You know, I go sometimes just to get education. I look things up while I'm in there and find out prices and see if things of a certain kind are worth any money. But I went to the Goodwill last night, and I was looking around, and, you know, nothing really caught my eye. Nothing struck my fancy. I almost think I'm getting spoiled by the auctions and the thrill of getting 3 boxes of stuff for $5 and finding these little treasures and these little finds and these wonderful items inside the boxes. And I think I may be leaning away from the regular thrifting and starting to really stick to the auctions now, because I'm having a lot of luck and I'm having a lot of fun. And that's what it's all about. If you're not having fun doing what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it. So I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope you are too. And I hope you're having some success as well, selling things and thrifting things. And I wish you all the best in the coming weekend for garage sales and thrift finds. And I hope you continue to have a good summer. Hopefully the summer slowdown is over, if it affected you at all as much as it affected me. And we can move on now and start building up towards fourth quarter. So thank you very much for dropping by. I appreciate the thumbs up on the videos. It really does help the video and the channel to get more traction if there are thumbs up on the videos. And if you really want to follow along on the entire adventure, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell to be notified every time a new episode is uploaded. Thanks for dropping by to M Cubed. I will see you next time on another episode. Cheers.